Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell. Thanks so much for joining us. Really excited this Wednesday. We've reached midweek and there's a lot of sports going on. We got the MLS soccer. We've got some UFC tonight. But today we're breaking down the PGA golf. We've got, we're right on the verge of the start of the Memorial tournament held at Muirfield Village in Dublin, Ohio. This is Jack Nicklaus's signature course, and Jack hosts the event. It's always a pleasure to see the Golden Bear there and him getting an opportunity to shake the winner's hand after he steps off of the 18th green, presenting the trophy to the victor, and he has handed this trophy over to Tiger Woods 5 different occasions, and Tiger's back. After 5 months of inactivity, Tiger's finally teeing it up this week, and everybody's pretty excited. There's been so much talk about Bryson DeChambeau over the last few weeks, but Tiger has taken the spotlight away from Bryson a little bit, and he's returning. Also, Tiger's on the verge of his 83rd win. He's tied with Sam Snead with 82 wins, and we're going to be breaking it down with Casey O'Donnell today. And Casey's joining me right now. I think he just came into the picture. How you doing, Casey? Happy Wednesday. Okay, yeah, here he is. Hey, Casey, happy Wednesday. How are you?
Hey, Darren. Happy Wednesday. I'm doing great.
Midweek, it's nice to have you in here. We're getting to talk about this fantastic tournament that they're about to embark on. The Memorial, second week in a row they've played this tournament. That never happens on the PGA Tour as long as we've been alive. 63 years since they've done back-to-back. It's kind of a unique situation. What do you think of that? The golfers that have teed it up 2 consecutive weeks, do you think they have a big advantage over the other guys?
Oh, for sure. They're going to have a big advantage, especially on the greens when they have those subtle breaks. And as that speed gets quicker, 13, 14 on the stem, you're going to see those roll out. Like those putts in the playoff on 18, where you can see that subtle break at the end. Obviously, as it gets faster, that break is more. So I'd say definitely they have an advantage.
Neat, yeah. Well, the big talk of this tournament so far is the return of Tiger. He's been out of competitive golf for the last 5 months, and he's finally back. 5-time winner at this track. Do you think he's going to be able to pull it together? Do you think he's going to be rusty? What type of Tiger do you think we'll see?
It's going to be tough to say. I'd say be maybe a little rusty, but he'll be eager to prove himself again. Obviously, going for all-time win list, 83 wins at Jack's house. It's going to be a big. He'll be focused for sure. His odds have actually gone down a bit. He was 28-1 on Monday. Now he's 25-1. So a slight improvement, but I definitely think he's going to be up there. Whether he wins or not, hard to say. But I think he's going to have a great tournament.
This will be the first time that he's ever played as a pro without fans. What's that going to do for him?
Yeah, that's another big factor. Making those big putts, hitting a nice wedge shot in, having that crowd roar and cheer and get right behind you. He thrived on that. It's a challenge for a lot of the players. They're used to that big amphitheater, hearing all that roar and the noise, someone yelling in your backswing, whatever it is. That doesn't seem to faze a lot of the players, but now without the fans, it's definitely a different feel. Like even when Justin Thomas made that 50-footer on Sunday, he's the only one that really yelled. So it's definitely a different feel.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how loud Justin Thomas yelled that when he hit that putt. But yeah, it's going to be very unique for Tiger. He's, like you said, he's always thrived with the energy of the crowd and some of the amazing putts. This week they've been showing some of these amazing chips that he's been able to hole just the crowd energized. He's jumped around, danced around, high-fiving his caddy, and there's so many epic moments. Five-time winner here. Have you seen a lot of those highlights this week, and just the energy of the crowd?
Absolutely, yeah. It's just unreal. It's just so electric when you're chipping in and you're in the hunt and you need to make that shot and you make it, and you can hear the roars from other holes as well. You know what happened ahead of you or behind you. It's a totally different feel, but Tiger just has that touch and knows how to read those greens just perfectly.
Yeah. Well, Tiger won in 99, 2000, 2001, 3 years in a row. Then he had his swing change and changed his game, and then came back, big resurgence 2009, just a fantastic year. Won it then, and then 2012 was his last year. So it has been 8 years, but he's played this tournament 17 times and never missed a cut. So obviously it's something that suits his eye. He loves performing in front of the guy that he's always been chasing. He's wanted to, better Jack Nicklaus's 18 majors, and he's been able to get up to 15. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder what it is about this particular course that he just seems to love so much, and five-time winner, just thriving there.
I think it's just like you're saying. It's Jack's place. He's looked up to Jack forever, and he wants to be the best. So he's going to perform his best at that stage.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a stat here that I'm going to read off. Tiger's had many victories at a single event. He seems to just pick particular courses and play them really, really well. He's actually won 8 times at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, another hero of his. 8 times at the WGC Bridgestone. Then he won 7 times at the Farmers Insurance Open, 7 times at the WGC Mexico, and then 5 at the Masters, 5 green jackets, 5 here, and 5 at the BMW. So it'll be pretty amazing if he can win the 6th title there. And Jack Nicklaus has said he's going to be there. He's going to shake his hand, even though there's these COVID safety precautions asking people not to shake hands. He said, that's my tradition. I want to shake the winner's hand. I want to present the trophy to him. I'm really happy about that. We speculated last week if it was going to happen, but I'm really glad that Jack's going to be there. It's going to be able to add into the commentary and then congratulate the winner. It just adds so much flair to the end of the tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's nice to see he will be there for that. Him sitting there at 18, waiting to congratulate the winner. It's just, that's a special moment for sure.
Yeah, so you were mentioning a little bit of the odds. Odds on favorite is Bryson DeChambeau and Justin Thomas. Then we've got Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa, who won last week. Patrick Cantlay, the defending champion, he's one of the odds-on favorites there. Then we got Webb Simpson, Victor Hovland, who played incredible last week, Hideki Matsuyama, and John Rahm. Like you say, Tiger's 25-1 now. Bryson DeChambeau obviously won his last time he teed it up. Do you think he's going to be able to dominate and play as well as he did a couple weeks ago at the Rocket Mortgage Classic?
It's always tough to come back after a victory and win again. He does have the game. It's just going to be that he had that short game touch. He looked so relaxed in the greens, all over like the chipping and everything like that. He just seemed a little more relaxed, where sometimes when he's putting, he gets that real stiffness. And it's just not quite happening, but he looked very relaxed there. Be interesting to see with this field how low they can go or how much pressure they can put on each other. He obviously can drive it so much further than everyone else. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of clubs he's hitting into these greens. Be a huge advantage, especially as those greens firm up.
Yeah, looking ahead to some of the pairings that they've got, DeChambeau is going to be paired with Morikawa, who, as I said, won last week, and at the Workday Classic, same course. And then Patrick Cantlay, the defending champion. Patrick was 4 shots behind heading into Sunday last year. Ended up shooting a 64 and was able to shake Jack's hand and win the title. Pretty nice to be able to come to a course, play it last week. He played quite well last week, and now you're the defending champion. Yeah, that's I definitely feel like he's going to be one of the front runners.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's comfortable at that course. He's comfortable in that position, and just coming off a pretty good week last week, really can dial it in.
So the other pairings that I want to feature are Tiger. We were talking about him, and he's with Rory and Koepka. What an amazing threesome that's going to be for the first 2 days. Tiger, 14th, number 14 in the world, but can win it almost anytime he tees it up. Rory's number 1 in the world, and Koepka's number 6. Koepka had a miscut last week. He had a really bad start. Started really coming on in that second round and almost made the cut, but it's going to be pretty fun to follow these 3 guys.
Yeah, that's a real good threesome out there. They'll be hitting bombs and chipping in and putting, just unreal. It should be great to see the competition between those 3.
So there is actually 4 different guys that can take over the world number 1 on Rory. So Rory's got to play well to keep these guys behind him. Jon Rahm can become world number 1 if he can win. It'll be the second Spaniard ever to reach the world number 1 after Seve Ballesteros. Justin Thomas can return to world number 1 if he wins. First time since June of 2018. DJ can get there as well. First time since May of 2019. And also Webb Simpson. He's never actually even been in the top 3 in the world. He's number 5, but if he can win, he can, and some of the other guys fall a little bit behind, he can finish world number 1. And we haven't seen world number 1 change hands for a little while. Do you think Rory's going to be able to hold off these guys?
It's tough to say. It's going to be a real crazy tournament, man. Jon Rahm played really good on Sunday. Like, he shot an 8 under 64. He's coming off that. He's got that good momentum going. Rory's been kind of struggling a little bit. It will be interesting. Like, when that fire is lit, though, the players can put that pedal down, right? So it will be very interesting to see, especially after round 1 and you're paired with Tiger and Koepka. It will be very interesting to see how low they can go.
Yeah. I love seeing Tiger win. Definitely, he's had an epic career and, been able to see so many amazing tournaments he's won. I think it'll feel a little bit like a downer for me, though, if he's winning in front of no fans. To become the career, to have the most career victories on the PGA Tour, passing Sam Snead, and just having that epic moment, but not being able to share it with fans, it'll just feel a little bit tainted. Just not the same to me.
Absolutely, yeah. It's some strange times we're living in, but it's good that the golf is back on. They're really putting together. The organizers are really doing a great job to keep everyone safe and really get the tournament to a success.
Yeah. So smaller field this week, only 133. I think there was 157 last week. So at least half the field's going to make the cut, which is a lot better. I really am disappointed when a guy has a bad round and he misses it by 1 or 2 shots, and all of a sudden, boom, you can't see him for the rest of the weekend, can't redeem himself. We've seen a lot of guys that they put together some okay rounds early, and then they start shooting up the leaderboard on Saturday and Sunday. They can put together some really low scores of in the low 60s. It's something about golf that I always have a problem with, where there's all these great golfers that tee it up, and if they have a bad Thursday and Friday, then you don't see them on the weekend. So I'm really happy that there's less of a field. Half the guys are going to make the cut, and I think we're going to be able to see some fantastic field here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can't win it on the first day, but you can sure shoot yourself out of it. Extremely tough to get 4 good rounds together, especially at Muirfield Village. The way the course is going to be set up, a lot of birdies and a lot of bogeys or worse out there. So you have a lot of lead changes and a lot of changes in the score for sure, as we saw last week.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So we were talking about Bryson, and I just wanted to list off some of his recent results. He's just been, phenomenal. Obviously, he won the Rocket Mortgage Championship, but the tournament before, the Travelers, he tied for 6th. RBC Heritage tied for 8th. Charles Schwab tied for 3rd. Arnold Palmer Invitational 4th. The Mexico Championship 2nd, and the Genesis tied for 5th. So he hasn't finished out of the top 8 in the last 7 tournaments that he's been in. So he's on an amazing run. Everybody's just talking about him putting on the muscle and, blasting it as far as, anybody's ever seen. But, to be able to have these results, you're actually, having to have a really good game, short game as well. And he seemed to really put a lot of it together. You have mentioned quite a few weeks, his putting stroke seems a little stiff, but the rest of his game is really, really coming into shape. And, I think he's the guy to beat this weekend.
Oh, for sure. He's been playing so consistent, and even when he doesn't quite have his touch on, he's still right there. He's still in the top 10. So when he just gets that dialed in, he's going to be a force to reckon with for sure. He'd be running away with it.
Yeah. What do you see from Dustin Johnson? I know he's been fielding a lot of questions because he was one of the big hitters on tour, and everybody was always talking to him about it. But now that Bryson's emerged and sort of surpassed him in that field, do you think Dustin wants to try to have a great result to show him that he's a little bit better than Bryson still?
I would say absolutely. He likes to hit that long ball. He likes that follow through he has when he has that nice silky swing going. He can just crush it. It'll be interesting to see how he plays this week.
Yeah. So Muirfield Village hosted the tournament last weekend. They changed the setup this weekend, and the rough is going to be changed. Do you think guys are going to play it quite a bit the same, even though some of the things have changed? You mentioned the greens, but what about off the tee, and what about off the fairway? Do you think they're gonna play a different game using a few different clubs?
Well, they probably will. Obviously weather is going to be a big factor. If the winds are up, it's calling for rain a couple of days, so that obviously plays a factor. But Muirfield Village, fairly wide fairways, like you're good driving. It's the focus is on the second shot mostly on that course. So obviously where Bryson can hit it is maybe a little maybe pinched in a little bit in some of those spots. But no, I think it'll be very similar off the tee than it was last week.
Yeah. The 14th hole is a lot of fun. A lot of guys try to drive it on there. Do you think that's going to be a big factor, especially on Sunday?
Absolutely. That's going to be a great show there. Yeah. Just tee her high and let her fly.
Tony Finau has a really good video that he posted on Twitter. I don't know if you would have saw it, but take a look if you haven't. Viewers and Casey, Tony was able to start ripping it like DeChambeau, and he ended up hitting it 209 miles an hour off the tee. I was pretty blown away by that. Did you have a chance to see that, Casey?
No, that 209 miles an hour.
Yeah,
that's oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Wow.
Yeah,
that's generating quite a bit of speed.
Yeah, I didn't even know that anybody had ever hit it that fast. And he had a really funny second tweet. He said, "Well, I've got the speed up, but I don't have the mechanics to know where it's even going to go when I hit it like that." So it made me laugh. He shot a 59 in his practice round, and he also posted that when he came off the 18th green. So keep your eye on Finau.
Wow, 59. That's a nice little neat and tidy round. Holy geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough when they hit it so far too. You hit it just slightly offline and it carries, and the next thing you know, who knows where that's going, in the trees or. Yeah, it's amazing that Bryson DeChambeau can have that accuracy with that distance. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's shocking a lot of people, and there's been a little bit of talk that the sweet spot on the drivers is larger than ever before. Something that I think the RNA addressed a little bit this week, and maybe the USGA will as well. Do you think that's something that they're going to have to change? Because with Bryson, he's just, swinging right out of his shoes. Obviously, he's not hitting it in the same spot on that driver all the time, but it's still going, very relatively straight most of the time. Is that something that you think they might have to change the parameters on drivers?
I'm sure they're always trying to tweak something. They want to level the playing field for sure. So if someone has a big advantage, they will eliminate that. And yeah, if it's the sweet spot, then that's the sweet spot. I don't know. He'll find a way to he'll find a way to hit whatever club, I would say.
True. Yeah. So, do you have some best bets? Have you been able to get on your betting site and look at some of the parlays, some of the things that you want to tell some of our viewers and listeners that they should look for and put some money on?
Yeah, for sure. I obviously DeChambeau coming in at 10-1. That's a good one. You can bet that each way, which is places 1 through 5, and you get quarter the odds on that. You get Victor Hovland. I like him. He's 22-1. He played very well last week. He just kind of had a little shaky finish there on the back nine, but he played extremely well all week. Tiger Woods, obviously, 25-1. You got to get him in. I like Hun An, 2018's runner-up. He lost in the playoff to Bryson DeChambeau. He's in at 110-1 right now. But he missed the cut last week. He shot a 30 on the back nine on Friday to miss the cut. But 6 under on that very tough back nine. That's an extremely low score. So I think he's one to watch out for.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. Yeah. So I've got some Draftkings that I can tell you guys about. Pretty excited to pull some of these lineups together. I've got currently 3 in the classic, the 4 rounders. You can spend $20 and you're in a millionaire pool. So the winner of that's a millionaire after Sunday. So about 3 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. 6 o'clock Eastern time. There's going to be a millionaire from this group. So good luck. The first one I put together was I had Rory McIlroy, Webb Simpson, Tiger Woods, 2 Canadians, Adam Hadwin, Nick Taylor, and then Matthias Schwab. He's a European player who's been really undervalued, I think. He's never missed a cut. He's coming over here. I was able to get Rory, Webb, and Tiger at the top of that list, so I'm pretty excited about that. The other one, I had Rory and Webb. Then I had Paul Casey, and then 3 Canadians, Corey Connors, Adam Hadwin, and Nick Taylor, who've all had some really good performances since this restart. And then the other one was Victor Hovland, Brooks Koepka, Tiger Woods, Gary Woodland, Adam Hadwin, and also Matthias Schwab again. So, I'll keep my fingers crossed I can get into this millionaire pool and get the victory. Give you guys a shout out on Monday about winning it. What else here? We've got the showdown, which is a 1-round thing. So they just add up all the scores from the 1 round. They get the point totals, and that one I decided to also keep Webb Simpson in. That I also have Morikawa. Then I have Fitzpatrick, Casey, Poulter, and Hadwin on that one. Poulter had a really good showing last weekend. Amazing amount of putts, and Hadwin's in there as well. So, yeah, pretty excited about my picks. I also have a tiers pick, and that's fun. It's usually 3 or 4 guys in each group, and you just pick the one guy out of the group that you think. But the showdown is fun. It's amazing that there can be a millionaire winner every single Sunday coming out of DraftKings. I got to get you trying that one day and put your hat in the ring for $1 million.
Actually, funny enough, I did last night. I downloaded the app and I checked it out, and I popped my 20 down on that million. I picked Hun An, Hadwin, Kistner, McIlroy, Sepp Straka, and Tiger Woods. We'll see what happens there. Sepp Straka's been playing very, very good golf. He seems to always be kind of up there. Whether he makes it in the top 10 come Sunday, hard to say, but he's been playing some really solid golf.
Good. Yeah, great pick. Yeah, I like those sleeper picks. When you pick some of these favorites, you have to find some diamonds in the rough, some guys that are undervalued. Some of them have had a little bit of tough go at the earlier part of the season, but they're coming on. And that was a really good pull, Sepp Straka. So it's always fun. I love watching. I love being able to keep my eye on my laptop while I'm watching the coverage and seeing, moving up the ranks when a guy gets an eagle or a birdie and another guy gets a bogey, and all of a sudden you can see yourself moving up. And eventually, you get to see the guy that's going to, have $1 million check presented to him by Draftkings. It adds a ton of excitement to it. And I'm glad you finally downloaded and got on it. It's going to be really great to follow for you.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup. I like that we have that, like 50,000 in each player as a certain value. And then, like you said, you have to get a couple sleeper picks and you can't pick all favorites. So it's a nice little balance.
Yeah, you're right. So an exciting weekend of golf ahead. We've had, this is the 5th week since the return, and we've had just magical tournaments, amazing finishes. Last weekend, you couldn't have asked for better, a 3-hole playoff. Justin Thomas obviously wants to redeem himself and get the victory this week. I'm watching for him. Hey, he played so well. He just had a couple bogeys on the front end and the back end of that day, but other than that, he would have been holding the trophy. So, I would suggest putting JT in some of your lineups and picking him, because he's playing some phenomenal golf.
Absolutely. If you didn't get that bad break stuck behind that tree on 10 on the 3rd playoff hole, could have been a different story. But yeah, he played extremely well. He had a bad start, played extremely well in mid part of the round, and then kind of stumbled towards the clubhouse. But yeah, he's been playing extremely well. Finished at 19 under last week, so be looking out for him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so this is Tiger Woods' longest layoff in a season, 151 days since he last teed it up 5 months ago. He's had a 109-day stretch, and he had an 87-day stretch from the end of 2019 into 2020. That 150 days, we talked about it at the beginning, but I just feel it might be just too much for him to overcome. Not playing competitive golf for that long, I think it's just too hard.
When he came back from that 80-day break there in Zuzu Championship, he won to tie the record. So he really focuses his game. He's obviously going to be prepared for it. He knows Muirfield Village very well. Yes, you're going to have some of that rust from not playing competitive, but I don't know. I think he's going to play really well this week.
So obviously the world's focused so much on COVID-19, and they've had 7 positive tests for the golfers in these past 5 weeks. There's been 7 positive tests. Last week they had 3 guys that had COVID, or one of their caddies had, and they were pairing them together. That was Nick Watney, Dylan Fratelli, and Denny McCarthy. And they actually have some COVID pairings again this week. So Fratelli is playing with McDowell, and McCarthy's playing with English, who tested positive for COVID a couple of weeks ago. So, and supposedly if they make the cut, they have to play either on their own if there's nobody that has been exposed to COVID, or they get paired with somebody out of those 4 guys. Kind of an interesting wrinkle, and kind of strange. It'll be strange to see if a guy's teeing it up by himself, the other guys don't make the cut.
Yeah, that's a little that's a different spin on it for sure. I don't know how else they would be able to control the spread like that, but yeah, it'd be very interesting if you're going out solo on Saturday.
Yeah, especially if you're contending. If some of these guys playing really, really well. You're playing, by yourself and with no fans. That's something that doesn't really happen ever in the PGA Tour. A lot of us have went out and played on our own, here and there, but just do it on the PGA Tour. It's going to be pretty unique.
Yeah, instead of being in the final pairing, you're just in the final single. I don't know. It could be interesting. I don't know. That would be wild if it was just that was it. One guy going off for last.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, well, Rory McIlroy has a lot to play for. He doesn't want to lose that #1 world golf ranking. Patrick Cantlay trying to defend his world golf or Memorial Championship. DeChambeau wants to just keep proving that putting on that muscle and being able to swing that hard, he's become the best in the world. Tiger Woods has a lot to prove that he still has it. 44 years old, coming off 150 days. I'm not putting a lot of money on him, but a lot of times people have regretted not putting money on Tiger over the years. It's going to be an amazing tournament. There's just so many scenarios and so much fun to watch. It's great that he's back. He's just going to add so much. There's going to be so many great highlights of all the things that he's done around this tournament, and raising the championship 5 times. It's incredible that he's back and decided to come back at this tournament. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting week. You never know who's gonna play well. Like, you can make all your guesses, but if someone just has it click, it could be something as simple as just before they went out on Thursday, something clicked on the driving range, and then all of a sudden they're just shooting lights out. So it's always exciting. You do your research and you make your picks, but until they tee it up, it's always a bit of a guessing game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. Yeah, well, that's been great. I don't have anything more. Anything more you'd like to add, Casey, that we haven't talked about yet?
No, I think this is going to be a very exciting weekend. The Memorial's always a great tournament, hosted by Jack, obviously, and yeah, it'd be great to see these greens begin running fast and Tiger's return. You can't beat it.
Yeah. Well, Casey, as usual, I really appreciate you joining me and filling in our listeners with your expertise. It's been great. I welcome a lot of your texts and any calls over the weekend while the tournament's going on. Thanks so much for the text last week telling me make sure you tune in because it's can't miss stuff. So, we'll be in touch over the weekend, I'm sure. Thanks again. Thanks so much.
Awesome, Darren. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay. Take care. Enjoy your Wednesday. Cheers.
Yeah, you too.
Oh, that was great as usual. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't stress this enough. This tournament is going to be full of electricity and excitement. There's no fans there and that energy's gone, but these golfers are just so good. We've got the top 8 in the world teeing it up here and playing this tournament. Everybody wants to shake Jack's hand after 18. And it's one of the special things for these golfers. Jack is revered, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. And we'll see. Can Tiger do it? Can Bryson, continue his hot play? Patrick Cantlay, defending champion. Morikawa winning last week, same course. Justin Thomas coming so close. Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, John Rahm. It just goes on and on and on. Just an electric field. It's going to be a fantastic weekend in golf. Enjoy it. Join DraftKings. Make a pick. They've got free lineups that you can put together and get in and enjoy it for nothing. And as well as like that $20 entry into the millionaire. And if anybody out there puts that in and wins, definitely let me know. I love to spread your name out and tell everybody how you did it. So yeah, thanks again. Thanks for joining us. Complete Sports Media always loves trying to bring you as much great sports coverage as we can and bringing you great people like Casey O'Donnell. Thanks, Casey. Thank you. And enjoy the weekend. Well, we will see you again on Monday. Take care. Love you lots. Bye for now.